to today's show. I'm Susan.
And I'm Ralph Ridley.
And we are here, Ridley Entertainment, Arts, and Creative Happenings, better known as
The Reach.
And we're so glad that you could join us today. We have an exciting person with us today. We've known them quite a long time. And his name is Jamaal Ridley. Welcome.
Hi, y'all.
Yes.
All right. Hello.
And as you know, this is the power to reach. And we believe that everybody has that power to reach somebody in some kind of way. So we're so happy to have a young person with us today that is doing something that we never used that term years ago.
What was that?
And that was entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. I thought that was a bad word because I didn't understand what it was. But we say go in business for yourself. That's different. But entrepreneur.
So, we'll just start with Jamaal. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing as far as the schooling and all that. And you don't have to tell your age unless you want to, because you are handsome.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate y'all having me here today. Hello, everybody. I'm Jamaal Ridley, 31, from Columbus, Ohio, born and raised. I am an engineer, and I am a creative engineer. That's what I call it. So I went to school for engineering, but I also started a business while in school. And from there, I've been continuing to learn and just go through the process of trying to become an engineer and also becoming an entrepreneur. So it's been a journey so far.
So let me get this straight. Did you start being an entrepreneur before you decided to go to college to become an engineer, or how did you do those two together? Because a lot of people don't.
Technically, I've always been an entrepreneur, just didn't know it. I've just grown up. The family's always had. We know how to talk to people. We know how to bring people together, and we've seen that on all levels. We've seen that through the church. We've seen that through family. We've seen that through different events that the families put together where we're bringing the city together. And it will be events. We'll see grandparents, parents, and the kids of the whole family, different families at the same events. So I think I get that gift from my family. It's definitely in my genes, most definitely.
Well, you know, that's interesting because when we were young,
We were young?
we was young.
Age is just a number. Y'all still moving and grooving?
Moving and grooving, baby, with Ralph and Susan. But we were doing things, you know, when we first got married. But we didn't use the word entrepreneur, you know. So it was like we didn't realize a lot of the things that we were doing was pushing toward that. But now it's just changed, so that's the big thing, you know, in these last years.
Yeah.
So
Our stuff that we did was just to survive and take care of 5 kids.
yeah.
So different businesses and things that we did was towards that.
Oh yeah, we had a business where we cleaned senior citizens' cabinets.
Yes.
And so, because my grandmother lived in a senior complex, so we made a business out of that, and because the little old people couldn't clean out the cabinets.
Yeah, that's super smart.
Yeah.
And that's helpful too.
Yeah.
What was the name of that?
I can't remember the name of it, but everything had a name.
Yeah.
And then you decided to drive a taxi. In addition to your big job at what was it, General Electric? Yeah, and so we've just always done tons of things. But we're not here to talk about us. We're here to talk about you. So tell us a little bit about what your entrepreneur side is.
Okay, so I feel like I've always been an entrepreneur. Just growing up, elementary school, I remember I used to get, I would get magazines, like video game magazines, and at the back of them, it would be like cheat codes for the different games that were out. And I would sell those cheat codes to people. I remember I would go to the store and buy candy for kind of cheap and then take it to school and sell it. It was one time, me and Kaylin, we were at something in Whitehall, like a 4th of July festival. We got bags of candy that they were throwing at the festival, took it to camp the next weekend. We sold all of it. So that's always kind of been just...
Now, you know what, now that you're talking and I'm looking at you, I do remember we was in, before Odd Lots was Odd Lots, it was big, before it was Big Lot. What is it now? Big Lot.
I think it used to be Odd Lots. Yeah.
And you were in there with me, you were like 9 or 10. And we went into the store and I wanted these photo albums to put pictures in. Do you remember that? And I said, oh, I wish I had enough money. We were in the car, I said, I wish I had money. I would have got about 5 of those. Those was on sale. And I never will forget, you said, well, Grandma, I got some money. And I said, well, how much you got? You said $90. I said, $90? Where you get $90 from? But you had saved your money. Yeah. You had birthday money that you had to spend, Christmas money.
Yeah.
And so we went back in the store and I paid you back eventually.
For sure.
But I couldn't believe that my grandson, 10 years old, had enough for me to get, I got about 6 or 7 of them. So I guess it was from the start.
I feel like it's just always been in my blood, honestly. So even just watching my mom, as she has gone through her teaching career, she's brought together the community with dance and singing and events. So
Jazzy Christmas, yeah.
You know, when she said Africa to America, it's just been a lot of events that she's put together. Like, there's people in the city now who are considered like top dancers, top performers that came through her.
Yeah.
Came through her school and came through her teaching.
Yes.
And then with that, even just watching, well, I don't think I was around for the Rhea house, but I remember us being at the Rhea church and all the stories I heard about people coming through there and their lives being changed and them like just feeling like they could actually live and they have a purpose. So I feel like, to me, it's like, how can I use that in my own way, but it's still like with the family, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you've certainly been using it through your t-shirts, or tell us about your business, your entrepreneur business, because I'm excited about it.
All right, so I'll tell you how MOUF started, and I've been saying MOUF, honestly, since like middle school.
Uh-huh.
So,
MOUF.
Yeah.
Is that it right there?
Yes.
MOUF? Could we see that a little bit more?
Oh, yeah, I got you. So, MOUF, playing basketball, like when you make a shot in somebody's face, we say we spraying them or we say MOUF. Well, not we, I would say MOUF, but somebody say I'm spraying you. And then it kind of just, I just always kept saying that. Y'all know I've been playing basketball most of my life, so just carrying that on.
So what does MOUF mean? MOUF.
Well, I'm gonna explain that, but I'm telling you how MOUF even started.
Okay,
Get to the
okay, I'm getting excited. Calm down.
So once I got to, this is like senior year of high school, then I got to freshman year of school, started at OU, and this is when social media was really starting to like pop. So Twitter was out for a few years now, and you know how on Facebook, like when people put a post, like you can comment on it and stuff?
Yeah.
So Twitter's a little different because when someone posts something, when you're commenting on it, you're just adding on to their post. So you could like basically change people's posts and it would be funny. So I would change people's posts. It would be like, I need a nap. I'll be like, I need a MOUF. Or it'll be like, I'm hungry. It would say like, I can't, just like random stuff. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering right now.
That's okay.
Dang, I had it mapped out.
Okay, now this don't be getting like your grandma and grandpa.
So yeah, so somebody says like I want some food, then I'll change it to like I want some MOUF. And then people would just like, they started doing that. It became kind of like a trend. Okay. So from there, just walking around campus through the years and just networking with people. Eventually, like I'm walking down the street, it's Court Street in Athens, it's like our main downtown area. I'm walking on one side, there's people walking on the other side, they're yelling MOUF. Like, MOUF, what's good, MOUF? So it was like that kind of became a thing at the time. So from there, I'm like, I feel like I could do something with this. So there was one day I was in the study lounge with some of my friends. Well, not friends, my classmates. We were working on a project. But we hit it like a hard point. So I'm just doodling on the dry erase board. And then that's when I draw the original logo, which is this, just not as cleaned up. And I take a picture of it, and I'm like, what if I put this on a shirt? So I send this design over to one of the graphic design majors, and then he sends me the logo back. And from there, I'm like, okay, I like this. And then he also sends me another logo, which kind of goes with the school. So I had these two logos, and I'm like, I could do something with this. So I post them on social media, on Twitter, and I'm like, hey everyone, which one do you like better, one or two? So I put both pictures on there. And then I had another friend who was making shirts, he was doing it for different businesses and different sports groups and organizations. So I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get a couple of shirts made. How can we do this? So at the time, I had $650 and I had just paid my rent and it was $550. So I had $100 to my name, and he said for 10 shirts it's gonna be $100. So I was like, let's go ahead, let's do it.
Wow, it took all your money.
So it
took
took my last.
Your last.
But I did it with faith though. I did it with faith. I was like, you know what, I feel like this could be something. So let me go ahead and invest this money, and then from there, I got the shirts back. I had 5 of each, and I sold 7 shirts. And I gave away 3 of them, but I sold them for $15. So from there, I made $150 out the $100. So I could buy 10 more shirts, and then from there, just started to figure out how to keep learning and growing. And then went from t-shirts, we started doing long sleeve t-shirts, hoodies, crew necks.
Do you happen to have
hats?
Have a few or something that we could look at? I would love to look at this and you explain. We can't see it if you just move this out the way. So that's MOUF.
Yes.
Okay.
And so MOUF stands for Manifesting Our Future. And the whole idea behind the brand is power, life, and death is in the tongue. So we want to encourage people to speak for what they do in life and work towards it. So the OU stays together because I started the brand when I was in school. The school is called OU. And then, F because of hip hop, the letters is always going to change. We may drop a G on the word, or we may change the TH to an F. Instead of rapping, it'll be rapping. You know what I mean? Or jumping is jumping. So it's just.
Okay, so now say it one more time. Tell us one more time now.
Manifesting.
Manifesting what? You said more than that. Manifesting.
Our.
Future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and then the OU, it's each letter represents something, but the OU stays together though.
Well, I did see somebody walking in, I don't know if it was Lowe's or something, and he had on a MOUF shirt, and I said, where'd you get that shirt? Before I busted it with my grandson.
That's cool.
Wow.
I like to hear stories like that.
Okay, so what do you do with this now? Are you?
So right now, actually we're in year 8.
You're kidding.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but as I go back and look through different pictures and videos and just kind of reflect, it helps me put things in a perspective of where I've came from, where I'm at, and then it helps me have an idea of where I want to go. So this past year, so it's MOUF worldwide, and it's been worldwide since I started it. But for me, it was I've been living in Columbus since I graduated 2017 to now. So it's
you've been living in Columbus all your life. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, most of my life. Well, I lived in no, I'm just playing. Basically, Columbus my whole life. So I can't really call myself worldwide if I'm just traveling every now and then, and I'm still in my home base.
That's what you thought.
So it's been. So this past year, 2022-23 has been real eye-opening because I was able to do a pop-up in Atlanta. I hosted it. Me and I had some friends down there that have a location.
Now I'm gonna need you to stop right there. Now, what's a pop-up?
So a pop-up shop, so we did a pop-up shop. It's an event where different vendors come. like a black market almost.
Oh, okay.
So like a bunch of different vendors come and they have their items set up, and then you may have like some music and maybe some food.
We see those all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, so those are called pop-up.
Yes.
Okay, new word. Okay, pop-up. Okay.
Yep. So we did a pop-up down in Atlanta, and then at OU has been asking us to come down every February. So there's this weekend called Sibs Weekend where all the students bring their siblings down, and they have like different fun events like comedy show, fashion show, concert, just like fun things like that.
But you get to show your...
So for the fashion show, since 2016, we've went down every year and we've participated in the fashion show. And
now where is this?
It's in Athens.
Athens.
Yes. At OU.
Oh, at
Ohio
OU.
University.
Okay.
So at the fashion show this year, they actually gave me flowers at the end of the show. Like they called my name and I had to go out and they gave me flowers and they said thank you for like participating and being a part of this event all these years.
Wow.
So that was actually really nice.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, I went back for a networking event, and I was able to talk to some entrepreneur students. It was about 8 of them. I got to tell them my story, and we were basically like brainstorming. They were throwing me ideas, and I was kind of giving them ideas for how they could do their business. And I still stay in touch with a few of those kids to this day.
So that's what I'm talking about, the power to reach. So look, you've already reached, a lot of people not just because they bought the shirt, but giving them ideas to move on and to get involved and do what's in their heart.
And I think as entrepreneurs, it's almost like being a Christian. It's like if you're struggling with something, it's like you want to kind of talk about it to be able to help others that may be struggling with the same thing. So as I'm becoming more understanding of who I am, I'm starting to understand these things differently. And keeping God first is always important. So,
wow, that is so important. And I like that what you said, knowing who I am. A lot of people don't really know what they have and what they can do. And me and your dad, your grandfather has always. We've been doing that for, even though we're in this that we're doing now, we're still saying, wow, we didn't know we could do this.
But just being able to watch y'all continue to adapt with the times and never seem like y'all slowing down, like it seems like y'all don't miss a beat ever. And that is so great to be able to see, and it helps us to understand like we could do this too, Yeah. Seeing y'all do this together, so. Yeah,
pop up, got a new word, baby. Pop up. Well, now we're going to have a little display. And so I love all these different items. So would you mind sharing some of them? Now, I'm going to do this one first.
Okay.
Okay, because this is my favorite color, orange. Look at this. How neat is this? MOUF on the back in its colors, and then on the front it even has what's this number?
So I put numbers. I did a limited number of these jackets. They kind of have significant meaning. So with our team, we have a team of people that all contribute in different ways, whether it be artistically, whether it be through social media, whether it be just through networking. And I made them some special jackets.
Oh, okay.
And on each sleeve, I put a number on the jacket. So basically the top number, the 05, every number was significant. And 5, I gave myself the number 5 for several reasons. One, my birthday's on the 5th. And then another major reason is in basketball, the center, so think about like, Shaquille O'Neal, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they're usually like the number 5 person on the team. So the 5th, they're like the core, usually like the tallest, biggest person, kind of have to do the dirty work to make sure things are still up and running while everybody else is doing other things. So that's kind of how I view myself.
Okay, and what's the 47?
So 47, that's basically like year 2047, like basically saying like till infinity.
Oh, okay. So different things might have a different. Does the person request when they order? Can they get the number?
Well, I only made 7 of them, and I told each person. So we actually did. I hosted an event. This was back in 2019. This was the first event that we had as a team hosted together. Okay. Outside of just working with other people, and at the event, I handed them all the jackets, and I was on the mic, and I told them each what the number represented and everything.
They were fine with it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Now hold this, stand up and hold this one up.
okay.
This is everybody's favorite, a hoodie.
So this is actually one of our newest style hoodies.
I like this. Even on the string here, on the tie, it's got MOUF all on it. That's really nice. I like that. Okay.
So this is our hockey style, and then we did put our shoes. So we have shoelaces, and
Oh, that's a shoelace. I called it a string.
no, but we decided to incorporate. So we mixed up so we have our designs, and then we have different pieces, and we were able to combine them. So we have shoelaces for actual shoes, but I started putting them in the hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I see it. Okay. Now let me see something else here. Now this is just a regular T-shirt,
That's just a simple tee.
like what you have on,
Yeah.
that you keep hiding.
So this one was inspired by Back to the Future.
Manifesting. Okay.
And that's a movie that came out in the 90s, basically about time travel and just trying to save the world and make sure everybody is okay.
So what is this? A car?
So this car is the DeLorean, which
Hold
is,
this over.
this car is, so the DeLorean is from Back to the Future. That's the car that they time traveled in.
Oh. Okay.
And one of, so with the design, we have an Ohio license plate and it says manifest on it.
Okay.
So this orange stuff is just basically the car time traveling.
Oh wow. Okay, and what's this one? Oh, pants.
So we got some sweatpants.
Oh, okay.
Just some simple, nothing too crazy. This is our OG logo, I like to call it. And then of course we gotta have the Go Grills in there. Keep it hip hop.
Go grills means go teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grills are just
Grills are now called teeth. Oh, so not just for barbecuing on. Okay.
Yep, you can use grills.
We have to learn this other language. Well, we had our own back in our day. Everything was cool, and
Now it's dope, or it's hard, or it's fire.
Oh, okay.
Or now the kids are saying, oh, that's water. Because we were saying it's fire, now they're saying it's water.
Oh, okay.
But if you got some swag, they calling it drip, so.
Well, I remember.
Oh
no! Wait a minute. Now, this has got two things on it.
Yep.
You got one.
So we got a little patch on there, and
Uh-huh.
then just the worldwide down the leg.
Okay, let's see this real good here.
Nothing too. It was
Okay.
something simple.
Okay, that's cute.
And I made these. So there's this event in Columbus called the Streetwear Fleet Festival, and
Streetwear Fleet.
Streetwear Fleet. So it's like a pop up, but all streetwear vendors. So streetwear is like t-shirts, sweatpants, like not business casual wear, but also not just like in the house wear,
Uh-huh.
So
Wow.
this event's been going on for, I want to say 6 or 7 years, and it's run by some of the creatives in Columbus who inspired me and our team to even do what we do from Soul Classics.
So a part of all of this that's going on now with this entrepreneur and all this relational stuff and everything,
Mhm.
it is to be passed on and bringing people together.
I feel like that's my goal. I want to bring people together, and honestly, the fact that I have a clothing brand, I went to school for engineering, the thing that I want to show people is that you can do it too. Whatever you're trying to do, you can do it too. Because I'm doing it, so that should be enough reason in itself that you can do it too.
Mm-hmm. So while we're on that, let's talk a little bit about that, doing the two things at once. How difficult was that, or was it easy? What about that? Trying to go to school, or making up your mind, which one should I do? How'd that work for you? Because I struggle with that.
Well, I want to say I really was raised in it, honestly. So growing up, having to always go to mom's dance rehearsals, having to go to dad's choir rehearsals, and like leading the band, and then my biological dad having to go to the shop with him every summer, the barber shop, and be there every day. I started to really understand that there's a grind to some of the things, and from there I had to take a step back, and I had to figure out. So they're all grinding in different ways. I'm like,
Now, wait a minute, they're all grinding different ways.
So they're like all getting to it, pushing.
Okay, now y'all get these words now. All these new words. Grinding means pushing, and we thought grinding meant
like feet to the ground, you know.
Okay.
Like they're all making moves and just figuring it out. So for me, it's like, what's the best way? I'm trying to learn from each, like, and just take maybe the best pieces and kind of put it all together. So the way that I balance things is, so of course you have to have everything scheduled out. 9 to 5, whatever time that work is, just have that set up. And then outside of that time, you have to just really be on point. One thing I learned in school is I'm either going to sacrifice sleep, I'm going to sacrifice fun, or I'm going to sacrifice time. I just sacrifice sleep. So
you're saying you don't get enough sleep?
No, when I was in school, I didn't.
Okay, but you are now.
Yeah,
That's
everyone gets as much sleep as they can. Some days you have more going on than other days, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I know they tell us now that sleep is very important. Sleep is very important. And so we
got to recharge. Your phone's only going to work so long if you don't put it on the charger.
Yeah.
So that's how I like to look at it.
Wow. So, the hats. Oh, okay. Oh boy, can't get none. Can't get over my head.
Okay, I see you.
Wow, and so there's all different kinds. Like
So this is the trucker hat, and then it has the OU, of course, in there, the green OU. And then this is another trucker hat, which has our more anime design. So anime is like, so it's Japanese cartoons. So growing up, I know my dad and my uncles all watch kung fu movies, a bunch of kung fu. So to me, I feel like anime is like the kung fu to our generation, like for black men, because we grew up watching anime, but the generation before us all grew up watching kung fu. So that's just how we look at it.
Okay, so these little people there.
Yeah, those are just different anime characters, custom anime characters.
So this one.
And this hat right here, this is a hat that I did a small collection for. I made a few hoodies and a few hats, and it's called the Mighty Duck Collection.
Oh.
So in the 90s, there's a movie that came out from Disney. There's a hockey team called the Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
And they were always considered like the underdogs. And I've always considered myself an underdog because I just never always fit in with the cool crowd, but that was never my thing anyway. So it's like I'm always just gonna do my own thing. Whoever rocking with me, let's get it. If you're not, whatever.
Okay.
So this is Mighty Ducks inspired. That's why I did the colorway, got the green bill. So it's just kind of a sentimental piece for me.
So you said something. You said something about God. Did you pray and ask God to help you to come up with ideas and things? You know, was that something that you thought about?
I'm sorry to jump in there.
Go ahead.
But yes, that's actually how I came up with the whole manifesting our future piece of it. Because at first it was just MOUF.
Okay.
And it's like, well, it has to mean something. But it's like I wanted to kind of shock people when they're like, oh, that's what that means, and then like really make them think. So it took a while brainstorming, just trying to figure out different things. But after a while, I was just like basically threw my hands up like, Lord, can you please help me figure out a title to kind of bring this all together? Like what acronym makes sense? And a few days later, I was at work. So I was still in school at the time, working at the gas station at BP down in Athens. And manifesting our future hit me. And it's like, manifesting our future, but it's 4 letters and 3 words, you know? But it's like, well, you're at OU right now. It's where you started it. I don't know any other, I've never heard another saying where they kept letters together and it still flowed well. So to me, it was just like, when God kind of dropped that in there, I was like, let me just go ahead and go with that.
So now, would you say that you're manifesting your future?
Yes, I am. I believe so. I believe I'm manifesting my future. Well, wait, let me not say I'm manifesting my future. I would say with God's help, things are coming together. Let me say that. But yeah, manifesting my future, yeah.
And as you do this, you know there's seasons.
Yes.
And so this grows into something else. I mean, well, it already has. You started off one way and now you've expanded. Now you're out doing things. So there's seasons in our life. To everything, there's a season.
That's a word right there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scriptures. So, well, now, before we close up here, what advice would you give to someone who is on that crossroad? Like, should I go to school? Should I go ahead with my business? Did you kind of go through little changes like that? Like, which is the most?
Well, for
me, the parents want you to go, go to college, boy. And then, you're thinking, maybe I want to do something else first, or something. Did that?
Well, for me, I was always wanting to go to college. So it wasn't like, what am I going to do, one or the other? But for me, I didn't always think about that after college. So after I finished up, it was kind of like, what's next? It's like you have a degree, but you also have a business that you've been running for a year. And at the time, I mean, trying to find a career and job, it wasn't as easy as being able to kind of lean on the business because how I had been setting it up at the time. So
it's wise to have a couple of things, huh?
Gotta switch it up. I mean, even Pastor Lafayette Scales told us, he said you gotta have multiple streams of income in order to have increase. So, I mean, if we're always thinking that way and we're helping others, I feel like that's the way that I've watched people before me do it. So I'm just trying to figure out how to follow suit.
Well, Jamaal, this certainly has been a wonderful time to get to see all of these things, and we're certainly going to post up where they can get in touch with you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Oh my goodness. As I was saying, we're going to make it known so how people can get in touch with you if they want to buy a product.
Oh, yeah. So we do have a website. It's MOUF Worldwide, MOUF Worldwide.com. All social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, all that.
Okay.
MOUF Worldwide.
Okay, MOUF Worldwide. And like I said, we'll post that so they can even see it, Okay, we should have. Well, I just want them to be able to purchase this. So once they go to that website, that will give them all the different things.
I also can do your merch if you need it as well. I don't just do my own. I have the equipment. I can get you together.
Oh, okay. All right. So you can do T-shirts for others. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, but I've done some other small business T-shirts. It's been a dog breeding company. I've done a law firm. I've done a few different music.
You mean
groups.
make shirts for those things?
I've done shirts. I've done sweatpants. I've done sweat shorts. A little bit of everything.
Okay.
I've done some hoodies.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'm just excited because you're the first young person that we've had on the show.
Hey, if you ask the kids, I'm old. I'm 31, so I'm old to the kids.
Yeah, but you started young. You started doing this young. I can't believe 8 years have gone by.
That's time has flown. When you put it that way, that's a good point.
Okay. So one last word to give to a young person.
Young people, whatever you're trying to do, make sure you're researching. Get around people that are doing that. And also look at people who are where you want to be and try to figure out what's some of their like day-to-day routines, what is their everyday life like. And first and foremost, and last but not least, make sure you're talking to God and keep God in your life.
Amen. I thank you for that. That is so very important. So, to our audience, thank you for being here. And this is Jamaal Ridley saying goodbye.
The Reach!
And we'll see you next time on The Reach.